If you're an investor or any type of business owner and you're fed up with paying an unfair amount of tax into a broken and corrupt system, then the next few moments could literally change everything for you. Providing for your family at the same time as trying to become financially free can often feel like an uphill struggle and, in fact, quite a lonely path. Because even if you do manage to find some sort of tax loophole or new investment opportunity that the government hasn't quite cottoned on to yet, then they eventually catch up with it, close the loophole, and make you start paying taxes, which is exactly what they're trying to do with crypto right now. And when you've risked it all and worked really, really hard, the last thing you want to do is hand over your money to some corrupt, bloated politician who's just going to squander it away or send it over to some country you've barely even heard of. And uprooting your entire life to move to some far-flung country to try and save tax is not an ideal solution either. And even if you did do that, they are still inside the tax system, which means that they could change the rules on you at any time. And that's why I moved all of my assets and my businesses into a little known but centuries old type of private trust, which has no tax filing requirement whatsoever. And this means that no tax authority in any country in the world can ever touch this. And that's because this type of trust is a tax exception. And a big hint here, there is a huge difference between a tax exception and a tax exemption. An exemption can get taken away from you by the tax authority that granted it at any time, whereas an exception is completely untouchable. So my private trust has not only allowed me to cut out income tax from my life, but it's also allowed my three businesses, which are in three different countries, to barely pay any corporate taxes either. And by doing this, I've also ensured that my six children will never have to get embroiled in probate or pay a penny in inheritance tax, which I'm sure and I hope they will thank me for eventually. And not only that, now that my assets and my businesses are safely inside my private trust, I no longer have to worry about them being taken away from me because they have bulletproof protection against divorce, bankruptcy, and any kind of litigation. But what might surprise you about these types of trusts is that they're nothing new. The ultra rich all over the world have been using them for centuries to protect their generational wealth or their assets and avoid paying taxes. It's just that they've kept it a really closely guarded secret from the likes of you and I. And if you were to ask your lawyer or your accountant about this type of trust, then they may have heard of it, but there is practically zero chance that they would have actually ever dealt with one. So they will probably, because they don't know about it, just dismiss it out of hand. But that is the real beauty of these types of trusts, is because you do not need a lawyer or an accountant to set it up for you. They are so simple and easy to operate, but at the same time, they are phenomenally robust and powerful. And after 2 years of painstaking research and trawling through hundreds, if not thousands, of articles and videos from every corner of the internet, I found my way to a very reclusive but genius trust writer who'd been quietly setting up these types of trusts for over 5,000 clients in 47 different countries over the last 35 years. And not one of these trusts has ever been invalidated or penetrated by any kind of court action or prying or probing by any kind of so-called authority. And in fact, there are over 128 case laws supporting the creation and structure of these types of trusts in the US alone. So look, they're not some fly-by-night idea. They're a time-tested and proven way for you to put the ultimate asset protection in place at the same time as shielding you and your loved ones from unnecessary taxes without you needing to be a billionaire or even a millionaire. And because they're based on international laws, they can be set up in any country and run from any country, no matter where you're from, where you're currently living, or where you hold your assets. So they are truly international. So if this has piqued your interest, then what I've done is I've put together a free web class for you, which is firstly going to show you how to 100% legally and lawfully stop paying income tax. Secondly, it's going to show you how you can protect your heirs from inheritance tax. And thirdly, it's going to show you how to protect everything you've ever worked hard for, all of your assets, from divorce, bankruptcy, and litigation. So all you need to do is click the link, which is somewhere around this video, either to the side or below. It will take you to a page where you can register for your free spot. And it's going to walk you through and break down those 3 things for you. And I believe you're going to get a ton of value out of this. So click the link, check it out, and I will see you there.